We move on now to the introduction of a private member's bill, the Animal Health and Welfare Prohibition of Animal Testing for Botox. Gosh, I thought that was something else, but Botox. Can I call on Deputy Murphy and Deputy McBarry?
It's just me.
Well, just you. All right.
Move. Do I need to move for leave?
No, yeah, you move for leave. That's not,
Yep.
It's not being opposed. So off you
Okay,
go.
I'm introducing this bill today for a very simple reason, and I'm happy to explain it for the Ceann Comhairle and others. This is a bill to prevent unnecessary cruelty to animals, because we have a ban on animal testing for cosmetic purposes across the European Union. But despite that, hundreds of animals in this country are still being tested on for cosmetic purposes every single day. And that's because of a massive loophole in the law that still allows animals to be tested for the purpose of Botox. So Botox can be tested on animals with a view to then being used on humans. And this is the case. It can be tested on animals even when it's produced for cosmetic rather than medical purposes. And Ireland is the world capital of Botox production. We're also the European capital, unfortunately, of animal testing for Botox. In 2022, 32,000 mice were used to test Botox-type products out of a total of 92,939 painful animal experiments performed in Ireland that year. So Botox testing accounts for more than 1 in 3 painful animal experiments in Ireland. And I'll explain a little bit about what that testing involves. Each batch of Botox is tested using what's known as the LD50 test. That involves injecting a sample of Botox. Botox is the brand name for the nerve poison botulinum toxin A that's injected into the abdomen of mice. It causes the mice to suffer horribly for 3 or 4 days. It makes them go blind, it paralyzes them, and it either makes it so hard for them to breathe that they eventually die from suffocation, or it prevents them from reaching food and water so that they die from hunger or thirst. If that sounds barbaric, it's because it is. And the worst thing is that all of this suffering is entirely unnecessary. Humane alternatives to animal testing exist. Modern cell-based tests for Botox potency, which don't use animals, were developed years ago, but despite this, animal testing for Botox continues to be used. In 2011, the biggest Botox producer, Allergan, which manufactures more than 80% of the world's Botox in Westport, got regulatory approval for a non-animal test in the US, Canada, and the European Union. Other companies, including the German company Merz and the French manufacturer Ipsen, have also received approval in the EU and Switzerland for cell-based tests. They have the money, they have the technology to completely eliminate animal testing for Botox and to share humane testing technology to all companies working in this area. Allergan alone made €1.5 billion in profits in 2022. The reason why inhumane tests are still being used is that some corporations that manufacture Botox don't want to pay more for humane testing, and others don't want to potentially reduce their profits by sharing their humane testing technology with others. They don't care that their extra profits come at the price of excruciating suffering and death for tens of thousands of animals every year. One of the founders of the modern environmental movement, Rachel Carson, once said that until we have the courage to recognise cruelty for what it is, whether its victim is human or animal, we cannot expect things to be much better in this world. We in People Before Profit agree with that. We think that the vast majority of ordinary people do too. The problem is that profit-hungry corporations and the governments that do their bidding across Europe do not. They are the reason that animal testing, particularly for cosmetic purposes, still exists. This bill is a warning shot to them to rapidly replace animal testing with humane alternatives. We should pass this bill. We should ban animal testing for Botox.
Thank you very much, Deputy Murphy. Chief Whip, is the bill being opposed? So the motion for leave to introduce is agreed. Deputy Murphy, do you want to move that the second stage be taken in Private members' time.
I so move.
That's agreed. We now move to a motion regarding ministerial rota for parliamentary questions.